Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest show on planet Earth. Once again, it is the host with the most, the legendary, the famous, the infamous, maybe.
Hey, chill out a little bit, bro.
King Fems. And I'm here with my the Robin to my Batman, my assistant, Mr. Neezy.
I don't call you assistant. It's a bit of a stretch. Can I ask the background to be quiet, please?
No, dead set. You're behind the camera for a reason.
You know what it is. It's your boy Nick.
Yeah, and we're here on the Uncovered podcast with Nick and Femi, the greatest show where we talk about all things real, all things that people don't love to talk about but need to hear. And we're here with our good friend, the one and only Mr. Zakhs. What's going on, bro?
No, not much.
Yeah. So chat to me, man. Like, you know, you're infamous. People know you as your Instagram handle.
The infamous laugh.
You know, the laugh.
Laughs on the race, all that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, tell us what's your Instagram handle and who are you, bro?
Don't fucking worry, alright?
But yeah, man, talk to us, bro. How you been, bro?
You know, man. No, not bad, bro. Just, doing the same old shit, really.
Yeah.
Nothing's really changed, eh?
But yeah, that's dope, bro. Like, basically, Zach's one of our good mates. He's chill. He seems like a very normal person now, but you know, he's got a very interesting story. Very, very interesting story. And that's why you chucked him on the podcast to be able to discover that or uncover that, whichever way you want to do it, and go from there. But, you know, first and foremost, before we do any of that, we always have to have an icebreaker with every single one of our guests, whether you like it or not. You know what I mean? This has to be done. So, Nick, explain to him what we're about to do, fans.
Oh, man, we better play a fun game, bro. We're going to call this the scissors, paper, rock game that we created. And pretty much what's going to happen, Zach, man, is that we're going to
with a twist.
Yeah, do a little twist.
Yeah.
We're going to play a little game of scissors, paper, rock.
Yep.
Right? And if you lose, so obviously I'm like well-renowned in scissors, paper, rock. Like I can play.
Losing? No cap.
You know, I travel overseas and that for this game. So like if you lose to me, right, pretty much what you got to do. So you could go through your DMs. You got to read us what are your conversations.
Yeah, right.
And if you win, then you just win. You just don't
Nah.
You just don't have to do it.
Here we are. We're fair here. So if you win, the person that's versing you, which is Nick, has to be
Look
one
at
of
this
his
guy.
DMs.
He's always having a pace and make some little twist to it. Like, oh, we weren't gonna do this. We weren't gonna do this before because Femi was playing.
No.
And now we
can
switched
jump
it.
in. I don't care.
Alright, jump in.
We'll go one-on-one.
Okay, 1v1.
Starting with
1v1.
Nick and then me. All right. So very simple rules. Scissors, paper, rock with a twist. You come in, you lose, you read a DM. And, you know, we want to, if the DM is a bit juicy, we want a bit of context. A little bit of context to the DM, all right? Boom. So Nick versus Zach. Let's hit it off.
Let's
Ready?
do it.
Let's go.
All right. Scissors, paper, rock.
Whoa.
So I went rock. Zach went paper.
All right.
What was the twist? Fuck.
Where's your DMs, bro?
Oh, yeah, man, my phone's recording, sods.
Wow. Okay.
I dodged a bullet with that
All right.
one.
Well, then just tell us who was the last person you DM'd and what was the content of that conversation?
Last person I DM'd.
Well, what's his last person?
I can't remember, bro. If you want it, like, last person I DM'd.
Be real, yeah.
No, but dead set, like, the last person
Besides the boys, obviously.
The last person.
You said no.
Nah, the last person I DM'd. Who was it? Whoa! No, they're trying to give me a situation.
No, the
last person I DM'd was Tamara.
pressured.
No, the last person I DM'd was Tamara, which is my girlfriend.
Whoa! What a fucking lie. Boom. Moving on to something that can actually tell the truth. Zach, let's do this. Ready? Scissors, paper, rock. Sorry, brother. So I won. Did rock? He got scissors.
Let's do this.
I can't wait to hear this.
No,
I
with Zach.
can't wait.
You know, with Zach, he's always got some interesting story.
No, this guy has the most interesting shit I've ever seen happen to him. Like, his stories have the funniest things happening to him. So I want to hear an interesting one.
I'll do another one after this, but my latest one was Balin. Happy 40th birthday. Fuck. Bro, it's just girls, honestly. It's just girls, bro, honestly. Oop, dick pic, nah. Nah, bro, it's far.
Give us a funny story. Give us like a
funny story.
Because you have a million funny stories on your DMs if you follow this guy. Don't fucking worry. Like this guy has the funniest stories ever. So like, give us one of them.
Funniest story. Far out. Probably got to do with Tinder, bro. I'm just ruthless on Tinder, honestly. Like anything they say, whatever, I just fucking just pure roasting back, Like it's no like trying to pick up at all. It's just like yeah, that's it, bro. Like fuck. I don't even have any because my Tinder got banned for doing it. Apple got banned. I had to make a new Tinder and that. It was, yeah. Oh look, I was like, don't worry, I'll still bang you out over the head with a shovel.
Whoa. Hey, the view shared by Zakh is shared by Zakh alone. We are not involved.
I'm not involved. I didn't see this coming, so
I did see it. Whoa. This is why when productions actually get this, they suss this out before they jump on camera.
That's it.
Alright, so moving on. Nah.
Yeah,
but honestly, Baz, shout out, bro. Thanks for being a good sport and jumping in, unlike someone else here that didn't want to share.
Hey, man, if I had my phone, I would, but you know, it's out of my control.
Just lying, though. But you know what? We're here for the preservation of relationships. So, you know, it's all good, baby.
It's all good. Ignore him. Ignore him, man. It's all right.
Boom. So, obviously, onto the real crux of this kind of conversation, man. Like, we know the story, but a lot of people here are going to be wondering, okay, who is this guy? Why is he on the podcast?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, well, who are you? Who is Zakh?
I don't know. I just see myself as Zakh, really. Yeah, I'm 24. Fuck. Yeah, living by myself. Just, I don't know, trying to get by, really. So.
Yeah. But you got a really interesting life that wasn't always like this right now.
Nah,
Now
not at all.
you got your own car, your own house.
Yep.
You're very well off. Like, you're doing a lot of great things. You live on your own in a very nice house in a very nice suburb.
Yep.
You weren't always like that.
Nah.
So what's your story?
So yeah, there was a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago. For 4 years, something like that. Yeah, basically, I was pretty like heavy on smoking ice. I used to do other drugs as well, obviously, like pretty much everything apart from like anything with needles and that. I didn't like needles. But yeah, pretty much I was smoking ice. I was jumping from couch to couch. Didn't really have a place to stay. Nothing like that. Yeah, everything was just like really shit. Really, like I had like $10 to my name and that. Like. Pretty much absolutely nothing. Like I used to do stupid things to try and get like money to get stuff as well, and yeah, it was just not a good time. Not a good time at all.
Yeah.
Don't recommend it to anyone.
Yeah.
Like at all.
If you remember, I asked like, what kind of things did you used to do to try like get by and get money?
Well, there was times when I was like selling shit. Like when I was smoking it as well, I used to sell it to try and make money or whatever. Yeah, like there was times that I don't really know if many people know this either. Like. People at clubs or whatever, like if someone had a problem, I'd like go up to them and be like fuck you, like whatever. I had to deal with it and shit. I hated doing that, but because like if I need to be violent, whatever, like if I'm like cornered, like I'll be violent, like I'll get out of the corner, you know what I mean? But I don't like just going and just doing it really. But yeah, like freaking done that a couple of times, got some money out of that, whatever. And then yeah, my mate used to do this stupid thing. It was ridiculous, like mailboxing basically. Used to drive around to people's mailboxes and like take their credit cards and shit, and then put their credit card details, ring up, and like pretend it's them and that, and get access to it and just clear them and stuff. Because his logic was technically they're not losing any money because the bank's gonna reimburse them, so the bank's losing money. But stupid, like yeah, just all that kind of stuff, really. Like.
So basically, whatever to get money to be
Yeah,
able
pretty much,
to
bro.
do the addiction. Yeah. How did it start, man? Because you don't really just go straight to ice. Like, not many people just go from doing nothing straight to ice. Like, what's the story? Like, was there a gateway? Was there like a transition? Like, how did it go?
Yeah. Well, I used to be like a stoner for like 8 years or something. I just like straight like all through high school, straight out of high school, whatever. I was just smoking. And then, funny story. My dad actually gave me my first line of coke. I was there for whatever. I was playing PlayStation at the time, and he's like, "Do you want some coke?" And I thought he meant like a drink of coke, and I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Come with me," and I was like, "What the hell's going on here?" I followed him in the bathroom or whatever, and he's like, had a plate with lines. He's like, "You want one?" And I was like, "Oh, a little bit iffy." I didn't know if he was setting me up or whatever. And then I did it, and then I'm just sitting there like, "What the hell is going on?" Like really alert and all that kind of stuff. And then after that, I started going out and that, and then people would be like, "Oh, do you want a pill, whatever?" And I have a pill, and then yeah, like one thing led to another, and then I went up to Port Macquarie, just where my family lives and that, and my mate, he just got out of jail at the time. He was there, and he'd only done it a couple of times in jail. So in jail, obviously, it's a bit harder to get. So he wasn't really as addicted to it. So he was like, "Bro, do you want to try some?" He's like, like I've done it, and I'm not like as bad as they make it out on TV and stuff. And then yeah, pretty much, like, he's like, if you flake out or anything, like, I'll look after you. And then I was like, oh, I'll try a little bit. Tried it, and this is where it got me, because I didn't really feel anything. Like, I was expecting, like, what they make it out on TV is, like, you're getting hit up here. But what I felt, bro, was, like nothing. Like, I just felt more, like, awake. Like, I didn't feel, like, a buzz with, like, coke, or, like, I wasn't fucked up, like, caps and that. So I was like, what the hell? I was like, maybe I didn't do it right. I got to try some more. And I tried some more, and I was like, what? Like, why isn't it working? I tried some more, and then that was it. I hadn't slept in like 3 days. It was just, like, it just got me. And then,
From that one time.
Yeah, pretty much like every day after that. Yeah, I lost my car, I rode off my car. Yeah, like, everything just went bad, bro.
Yeah,
Everything went bad.
How quickly? How quickly did it go?
Oh, like, it started going downhill straight away, to be honest. Like, there was times where, like, we were going down to Central Coast to grab stuff or whatever from Port Macquarie. And, like, we're driving back, almost rode off my mum's car, stuff like that. And, yeah, it was just bad, bro. Like, straight away it went bad. I remember going to this house. This new chick was just starting it, whatever. She was all right, just a normal person or whatever. She was, like, a primary school teacher or something when she just started. Went back and seen, like, 2 weeks later, she's, like, in the corner, just, like, food, like, fuck day. Like, just, yeah, it was bad.
Damn.
But, yeah.
That's insane, man. I just want to take it back a little bit, though. Because when was it that you said that you had your first encounter when your dad gave you a line of coke? When was that?
Yeah, I think I just turned 18.
Just turned 18.
Yeah.
And was that, like, a shock to you? Like, or was it kind of, like, how was the family dynamic at home? Like, was that kind of common to be exposed to drugs and things like that? Or was that you completely taken back by that?
Not really. Like my mum and dad are separated or whatever. So my dad, like my mum, like I had trouble going up to Macquarie, and basically the cops told my mum, like, if I didn't leave that I was going to get locked up. So my mum kind of shipped me down here, and then I was down here with my dad or whatever. And then my dad was like, he wasn't like really like a dad. So he was trying to like be that friend role, because like he couldn't just go, all right, I'm your dad now. Like I wouldn't have listened.
Yeah.
So he tried to be my friend and like try and ease into it. And then he was just like, that was his kind of way of doing it. Like he didn't see, like his logic was, I'd rather you do it here with me than go out and do it with someone else. So yeah, pretty much. But like my mum's like a saint. She doesn't do like anything. Fucking yeah, she's really good. Like I probably still wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. But yeah, she's amazing. But yeah, my dad just didn't really know how to do anything and just took like the friendship role instead of the dad. And then yeah, that's pretty much why that happened.
Yeah, man.
And do you ever go through periods of maybe like having thoughts of blame or thoughts of like having any kind of ill feelings towards your dad for kind of maybe starting that?
Not really. I don't talk to my dad anymore. Like I just don't even bother. Like my mum keeps telling me, she's like, message him and stuff like that, like Happy Father's Day and that. Like I just don't know. Like like on my birthday, he didn't message me. On his birthday, I was like, I didn't message him. But he's got another kid now as well, so it's like 4. So there's a massive age difference. But yeah, like I don't really have any hard feelings to him, but I just don't really care either. Like he can do what he wants to do. I'll do what I'm doing. Yeah. If he puts in effort, then yeah, we'll see. But
yeah, I get that.
So was it because like initially as you were growing up there, you just never felt like the bond was really there? Like that friend role that he was trying to play kind of like it just wasn't really reciprocating well with you? Was that kind of how that whole relationship started to drift?
Yeah, so basically I was good because my mum met someone when I was younger. So I had kind of like my stepdad fill my father like role. I call him dad, like he's been more of a dad.
Yeah.
So I have had some kind of like guidance or whatever, but like still like it's not the same thing. Especially when you're young, you don't understand why. So you start acting up. Like me and my stepdad have been in so many fights, like so many like punch-ons and stuff, like so many, like it's been ridiculous. All because like I don't know, I just couldn't like accept the fact that like I love him more than my real dad. Like he's done more for me than my real dad. But when you're young and that, You know what I mean? You're just angry. Like, so, like, everything just went bad there. And then that's when I got, like, dumped down here. And then I was angry because I got dumped down here.
Yeah.
And then, like, I was like, well, you just fucking pretty much gave up on me to my mum, which she didn't. She just didn't want me to go to jail. So she just got me out of there. And then, yeah, pretty much I just started, like, kind of twisting up a bit down here. And then that's why I started doing, like, other stuff. And then, yeah, it just led to one thing and another.
So how do you feel like that kind of, like you said, the growing up thing was a little bit tumultuous and it was a bit difficult to grow up there. You had a lot of anger. You had a lot of like kind of mixed emotions and lack of understanding of the situation.
Yeah.
Do you think that kind of contributed at all to kind of how things kind of eventuated?
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Because, like, especially when you grow up in, like, Port Macquarie and that, like, I was the different one. Like, everyone there's, like, kind of, like, more, like, Caucasian kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was not. Like, I was getting nailed racist comments all day at school. And, like, it was bad. Like, me and, like, the Aboriginal kids that were up there, because there was Aboriginal kids, we just copped it. But there wasn't even that many at the school.
And what nationality are you?
Me, I'm Afghan.
Right.
Afghan. Well, I'm a mix of things, but the main priority thing is, like, Afghan.
Right.
But yeah, like I just copped it like in high school. But like as soon as I got into copped it in primary school and the start of high school. As soon as I started like kind of like being a bit of like a linker and stuff, like I lost it, like throwing tables at teachers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then kind of people just were like, whoa, like let's
Yeah,
leave this kid alone.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I'll keep this racist comment. Give it to the quiet edgy guy next to the corner.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, for real. That's super interesting, bro. Like on the real estate, I've known you for a while, but I haven't actually sat down, had the opportunity to sit down and have this conversation.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a little bit more about like what was the actual addiction stage like? Like when you were in the phase of like pre-addiction, yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But when you were actually addicted to, you know, smoking ice and doing meth all the time, like what was that like? How many times were you doing it? You know, what was the actual process like?
So process wise was like this is how much like broke I was pretty much. We used to get like a light bulb, like we used to like wrap it up in something, smash it, and then it would like kind of leave like a curve,
Right.
and then you put it in that, and you get a straw, and you'd like lay it underneath it, and you'd suck in with the straw, like the smoke, or you can get like a foil or whatever, and like chase a dragon or whatever it's called. That was like when I was like really really broke, and then obviously I started getting rid of it and shit, and then I started getting some money, and I was able to buy like an actual pipe and stuff, and then but yeah, like it was every day, bro, like every day, and like you wouldn't sleep for like the longest I stayed up was like 6 days, and like that's bad, bro. You can't talk, like you're sitting there, you're like like you can't talk like at all, man. Like the words just physically won't come out. I've seen a couple of people like doing that, and like you start twisting up on people as well. You like go to bed, they don't listen to you because they think like weird stuff, so they won't listen. And then there's almost like full punch-ons and stuff, like almost bad stuff. Like I remember one, like it makes you so paranoid as well. There was one time I was playing a song, like it was like 50 Cent or something, like there was nothing to it, and this guy sitting next to me is like wigging out, twisting up in his own mind, thinking I'm playing music that's talking about like shooting people, all that kind of stuff, and he thinks that I'm like aiming it at him.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, like full just sitting there twisting up. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like that's literally how bad of a drug it is, eh? Like people reckon that it's actually worse than heroin, because the heroin people do it and they just sit there. They don't really, like obviously they'll go out and steal and stuff to get it.
Yeah.
But while they're on it, there's not much of a threat. They're just sitting there. They're not doing much.
Right.
But when they're on ice, like you haven't slept. That's what makes you like the anger. That's where the anger comes from. It's not the drug. It's the sleep deprivement.
Right. So it goes into a really interesting that you said about about having paranoia and being psychotic and having all those kind of things.
Yep.
How did it affect your mental health? Like, how would you, like, did it decline it? Did you feel like you got to a point that you were, like, just absolutely broken? Or what happened?
Bro, there was one time, this is when I stopped, I wigged out hard. I actually thought I was going to die. Like, that was the worst feeling I've ever had. Like, literally, I was at this house or whatever, and everything just went, like, wrong. Like, I was like, I couldn't breathe, whatever. I was like, fuck, what do I do? I was trying to pour a drink of lemonade. I started putting water in it. I was like, what am I doing? I ended up, like, trying to get out the door. I couldn't open the door. I ended up just, like, running through this door. Got outside. These people were like, what's going on? I was like, call an ambulance. And, like, they're like, what? I'm like, call up an ambulance. Like, I'm not all right. And then my mum was on the phone too, because I rang my mum to tell her that I was going to die. Like, I actually thought I was going to die. My mum's on the phone. She's like crying. My little brother got on the phone. My nan got on the phone. Everyone got on the phone. I'm there telling them like this is it.
Yeah.
And then I told the other people call the ambulance, and then the cops arrived. And then I was like, what the hell? Like, I started wigging out even more. And I had back then I had like a knife in my bag, scales, all that stuff. And I just kind of took it off and threw it in the cop car. And I was like, I have this, call an ambulance now. And like, I started walking around, and he's grabbing his gun. He's like, get down. And I was like, what is happening? Like, I ended up sitting down, took off my shoes, my hat. And I was like, I have nothing, call an ambulance. And I remember like, just sitting in that ambulance and on the ride to that hospital was like the longest time. The whole time I just thought I was gonna die. And I'm sitting there like with a blanket over me, like full rocketing like the hospital and stuff, and that was just not good. And then after that, like my mental health was just shot, like completely gone. Like I had a missus at the time too. Like I only just met her just after all of this, and like for the whole year I was just like the angriest person. I think it's like actually a scientific fact. Like when you smoke ice, your body like produces dopamine,
Right.
But it's like when people take testosterone and steroids, like their body relies on like steroids to produce testosterone. Their body doesn't do it naturally. So when you smoke ice for so long, your body doesn't produce dopamine.
Right.
So like it takes like a long time for it to come back. I think it's like a year. So for a whole year, you cannot physically be happy. Like you're just screwed up in the head. You're angry, like everything. It's just honestly the longest year of like anyone's life. It's not good.
Yeah, it's part of the withdrawal process of methamphetamines. It's a very lengthy process, and it's very difficult to go through because you're having so much different. Your body has to get back to a regular state. You might have been in a psychosis. You might have been through a lot of things while you're going through when you're taking drugs and you're taking the ice for so long. So that process is very, very difficult. But fuck, man, that's heavy.
That's not good at all. That's why everyone's like relapses these days, bro. Like, not these days, pretty much relapses. Because imagine going a year, a year where you can't be happy. Like no one wants to do that, bro.
Yeah.
How did you do it?
I have no idea. Honestly, I think it was the main thing. It was that night scared the shit out of me. Like I'm telling you right now, like it actually like not many things scare me or whatever, but that definitely did. So that's like a main reason why like I don't do anything anymore. Like I don't do any drugs. I don't smoke weed. I used to smoke cigarettes as well. I don't smoke cigarettes. All I do now is drink alcohol. Like literally that done it for me. Like I don't do anything anymore. So yeah.
During that transitional phase that you're going through, did you feel like, how was your social networks at that time?
I didn't really have one, Like honestly, it was just me, my girlfriend, my auntie, thank God, took me in at the time because my mum explained what was going on, and she was like if we leave him out there, like he's just gonna like kind of relapse. Yeah. So my auntie took me in. I was there with my girlfriend or whatever at the time. And like she did have like a big part to play in it. Like if she wasn't there and whatever, I would have just like fell back into it, whatever. And like she did cope a little bit. Like I never like physical or whatever, but I'd wake up in the like morning. She'd be like, "Good morning." I don't know. Like I just couldn't deal with it. I was like, "Get the fuck out" and whatever. Like just full lost it. Like never, like I said, never hit her or anything like that. But I would just be like verbally like "fuck off," like whatever. Like just like so she did like do well. Like she stood by me for a bit, and that like I think really helped, to be honest. Because otherwise I have no idea that would have gone.
It's crazy. I don't think people actually really understand how tough it actually is when you're going through that process and how important it is to like have people stick by you during it, because it's so easy for people to be like, "Oh, this guy doesn't care, he's telling me to fuck off, he's been aggressive, blah blah blah," and there's people distant. When it's actually like super important for people to be near you during that phase, because they know that that's not really what you mean, that's not really your intent, but your body's finding it hard to really actually understand and comprehend those emotions during that phase. And that's why I think that like, man, like it's just absolutely crazy. And the fact that you had people that stood around you during that whole time is just unbelievable, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's like I said, my mum's like an angel or whatever. Like even when she knew I was on it, she still didn't like cut me off or nothing like that. She's always just been there. Like to be honest, like she was the main thing. Like she got in contact with my auntie and all that kind of stuff and helped me that way or whatever. And she was always there or whatever. Like my mum never left my side, so...
Yeah. So was it just mainly just the support from your auntie and family, or did you actually go seek help otherwise?
No, I didn't do rehab, nothing like that. I was just literally like my family, like my missus at the time, and just me, really. I just had to battle it out myself.
That's really powerful, bro, because even part of our assessment, like, so when we're assessing someone whether to be discharged or whatever it is, a big thing we look at is their support networks and what they have and the community kind of like what they have in the community,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So the fact that you didn't even go into an actual service and you purely reliant on the support and the influence of the other people around you is huge, man. It's huge. And it just goes to really just push the message of like how important it is to have good people around you and people that are going to actually be there through the fucked up times, because that's fucked, bro. And straight out, because to have people there, there's not a lot of people that would support you through such a hard time.
100%,
and to have people like that is really, really important.
100%. Like I can easily get pissed off at Femi just for him just being Femi, and I just want to kick him off and like piss him off straight away, bro. So like,
but see, I'm always there supporting him through his times. You know, you're welcome, brother.
You're an idiot, man. You're an idiot.
No, but seriously, man, like, like everyone goes through a lot of those things and they don't realize not just the role that people are playing in our support, but how hard it is for those people to be playing that role.
100%.
And we don't give them enough credit. So like, you know, if you got someone out there that, you know, you love and you have supported you, man, go give them a hug. Let them know that you fucking love them and you appreciate them, because it's not easy to deal with other people's bullshit when you've got your own
Some
bullshit
people
going.
don't have that either. It's like, that's why most people just relapse in that. They don't have that, like you said, support network and whatever. And like rehab, it's good. It works for some people, but well, me personally anyway, like the support network, like 100% work way better than any rehab would have.
100%. It usually does, man. Like your rehab is usually like a last option, last resort for all that kind of stuff. So I want to go back and just really hone in a little bit more about what you were talking about when that 1 year transition period. What were the actual strategies that you put in? Do you have any tangible steps or whatever you did? Did you fucking reflect, meditate, fucking just what was your kind of strategy to go from literally being, you know, smacked off your head to just 12 months later you're back to being a fully functioning human being?
I didn't really have like a strategy or nothing like that. It was just like I was just trying to take like each day as it went or whatever. And then my ex at the time, I was like I want to start training or whatever. And she's like, I don't think you can do it. You don't really have the life for it. Like, she's like, it's like a lifestyle or whatever. And it kind of clicked to me a bit. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that. Like, I was like, if you don't think I can do it, now I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And then, I started training or whatever. And then, I went through a really fit, like, phase. Not anymore. But, like, I was really fit or whatever.
Like Nick.
Don't touch me, bro.
Oh, dear. But I started training or whatever. I remember walking to the gym because I didn't even have a car. And like I'd walk there, it would be like, I don't know, like 5K, something like that. And then, there was one time when I ended up actually putting weights in my bag because I thought it was like, I didn't know anything about it. I thought that would be like, hectic, 40 kilo weights, like 220s. Bro, did absolutely nothing but stuff in my back. I was like, what the hell?
It sounds fresh in theory, but like that.
Bro, the worst thing ever. I could feel it digging in my shoulder and stuff. I was like, oh, why did I do this? Like it was just not good.
So you broke your back fucking.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I don't recommend that to anyone. Fuck, it's just no benefits at all. And then I started training or whatever. Luckily, I only had a little shitty house gym at home as well, so I did that. Walked to the gym, whatever. Didn't know anything about diet, nothing like that. I was just eating rubbish. Like, I think I had those carb shake, and then the guy was like, add carbs in, and I was just fucking starting to get a bit like whatever. And then I started learning a bit, whatever. I started getting fit or whatever, and then training or whatever. And now I'm a qualified PT, so I guess my ex was wrong.
So during that you were studying as well?
No, it was towards the end, like whatever. Like when was this? Like, I've had it for like. I don't know how long I've had my PT thing for, but like I was doing my own training for a while, and then after like a while or whatever, it took me a little bit, and then I was like, fuck it, I'll go do like PT, and then
That's big, man. That's fucking big, but I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. Like, bro, like not many people can go from what you're going through to being addicted to drugs and doing that every single day. You know, like smoking ice out of a fucking light bulb. To now you've got like you've got like your own career, you've got your own kind of house, car. You've done a lot. Like, that's big, man. You got to give yourself the credit.
There's times like you sit there and like you look around, you're like, this just seems all like like so surreal kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
like, what the hell? Like you're like are you? Because I remember clearly like having absolutely nothing, like riding off my car, whatever, like and just literally going to like nothing, no car, like sleeping on literally lounges and stuff, like, and now like the only lounge I can sleep on is like my own if I want, like, you know what I mean, like. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy, but I don't know. Like that's I think why as well. Like I don't really try to give myself like all that credit. It's just here and there because like it's just like it took a while, so it just kind of become like this is now the normal.
Right.
Like so, it's not like it is like surreal and whatever, but it's just like this is now normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like if I'm sitting here telling you this, you're sitting like, whoa, that's pretty impressive, but. To me, it's not anymore. Like, this is just normal now. So it's like, it's not that impressive.
Yeah.
But...
Is it kind of like you're doing that as a way to not remember that kind of past and just feel like, you know what, like this is just standard or...
No, I kind of like always remember that past. Like, I always try to as well because, like, it does, like, when you're feeling like, let's say, for example, something goes wrong. Like, in the back of your head, you're like, what the hell are you... Why are you letting this get to you? Like, you've gone through that. Like, this is nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, when you're sitting here, like, you know how you get those alone nights or whatever? You're sitting here, you're like... it's pretty lonely or whatever.
Yeah.
You go like, what the hell? Like, why does it matter? Like, I've gone through this. I was alone for God knows how long. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like it does help. Like with like pretty much all aspects and stuff. You kind of revert back to that a little bit. But that's when you'll see my like posts and stuff. Like, where I'm like
the infamous stories and that. Man, that is so crazy, man. And I'm like, I really want to delve in. Like, I know that you mentioned that you're doing exercise and stuff. What other things do you reckon you've done or... Even if you don't remember them yourself, what kind of things would you recommend to someone that's kind of going through that type of process?
Honestly, like the main thing is just like don't stop, like don't quitting pretty much. It's like the cigarette thing, like you know what I mean? You keep trying and like eventually you'll get it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you gotta want to do it as well. Like it doesn't matter, like don't do it for someone else. Like if someone tells you to do something, you're gonna like you're gonna just half-ass it because you don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like you're just gonna end up like not like quitting. But honestly, the main thing is just don't do it to begin with. Like it's just not good at all.
Yeah.
Like there's other things to do. Like if you're feeling shit or whatever, that's why people do like drugs and shit. Like most times, like especially like hard drugs like ice and that is because like they're trying to feel like something. They're trying to feel something that they're missing or whatever. So they end up doing like harder drugs and that. But like there's other things you can do like the gym, for example, like I haven't been in ages, but like honestly, like you can go to the gym, like anything, like if you're feeling shit, go for a drive, man. Like you don't have to go, oh, I'm feeling shit, let's smoke ice.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Or like, don't give in to peer pressure. Don't even be like, oh, maybe it's not as bad as people make it out because like, it's not as bad as the TV makes it out.
Yeah.
But like the TV obviously makes it out to be like it's media and shit like that. It makes it out like a hella worse. Like the shit, like they make it out like you got bugs under your skin and shit like that. Like that doesn't happen. But like it's still like not good. Like it's a drug designed to hook people in. It's not designed really to give people pleasure. It's designed to hook them in. So then like high drug dealers and that can make money. Like it's literally a design to pretty much like fuck your life. So yeah, the main thing is really just don't do it,
Fuck. Inspirational words from Zakh. Like, how did you keep like motivated to not do it? Because it's like, we know shouldn't fucking do ice. Like, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you kind of like keep yourself motivated? Because you would have had some kind of thought process, some kind of like reasoning to yourself that made sense for yourself. Like, what was it? Did you have like were you looking at your family? Like, I don't want to do this for my family. Were you looking at like, I don't want to live that life anymore? Or what was was it a combination of things? What was it?
It was pretty much a combination of things. Like that time, like I almost died. Honestly, that was like, because I almost like when I rode off my car, I almost technically should have died then too. So I almost died twice, like smoking ice. So the second time was like the first time should have been a wake up call. Like it was pretty like big car crash, like not good at all. Luckily no one was even injured, like no cuts, nothing. So we got out of that pretty good. And then the second time was like, I think the second time scared me the most was because everything that was happening, I wasn't in control. Like I don't like not being in control of my own body. Like that's why like I've never like I've done like pretty much everything, but I've never done like hallucinogens because like I can't like I got a like really like vivid mind and stuff. Like I know I'll just have a bad time. Yeah. So yeah, like I just don't like being like not controlling my body, and the fact that when I was wigging out that time, I was not in control of my body, and that was just yeah, that was just not for me at all.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like I was talking to my mum a couple of times or whatever after, and like I could see like that honestly, like she can't even get over that night. She's like, I don't think you realize how much that fucked me up. Like you rung me up telling me, like, imagine that you have a kid, they ring you up telling you they're gonna die.
Yeah, fuck.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's, no one wants to hear that. Like she, like everyone, like in the family, my nan and that was like, that night was like the worst night that I've ever had. Like even for me, like, so like I could kind of see that it wasn't just like me that was like if I die, like it's not just me who fucking, like I'm dead, but like what happens then, you know what I mean? Like it goes back. So yeah, like all of that, like, yeah, pretty much just helped me get out of it. Like I said, the support network and stuff and like that, all of that was like, fuck, maybe these people actually do care about me. Because back then you're just like, oh, whatever, like you just take everything for granted and stuff. And then, yeah, like after all of that, you're like, whoa, shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I know exactly what you mean. It's like, I'm maybe not to the same extent, but there was a time where when I finished high school, I used to smoke like weed. Sorry, Mom, if you watch this.
he's not. He loves it.
But there was a time but when I kind of used to do it, right? And like I went through one big moment with some of my friends where they introduced me. I was getting a bit crazy with it. So they introduced me to something massive, like a big bong. And I'm like, yeah, I can do this. This is light work to me. and then pretty much what happened,
I wish you guys could see the people laughing behind the camera right now.
Because the guys laughing behind me were the ones that weren't supporting me. This is the definition of I need a support. You need a supporting network. Unfortunately, I didn't have one at that time.
No, hi, Nick is the funniest.
But dead set. At that one moment, like after I did a drag, like that's when I honestly thought I was going to die. And like I felt like I lost control. I didn't know what was going on. I was saying to my mates, I was saying to Femi,
tell the true story.
I was saying to Femi and stuff. I'm like,
Tell the true story.
Allow the tingers. That's another story for another day. But it's just that in relation to what he was saying, there was that one moment where I honestly thought that I'm like, bro, like I'm going to die. Like I couldn't breathe. Yeah. I thought like I had to start getting food to be like, keep me awake. Because I thought that I was slowly drifting. And it's true, but like you just need that one moment.
No.
You know people can't die off weed, right?
I know. But I felt it. And that's when I was like, whoa, I'm quivering this shit for good. So I can only imagine like with one of those stronger drugs like it would. It must have been crazy.
Well,
Just compared weed to ice.
I didn't compare. There wasn't a straight comparison. This is the ignorant ears, bro.
No, I'm only joking. I actually 100% get what you're trying to say. Is that loss of control?
100%.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's just very funny.
No, I get you,
The
bro.
story's funny.
I had the same thing when I smoked weed one time too. Like I was like, what the hell? I had to have a shower. I was like, oh, and I was like, no, I'm gonna go for a drive. Yeah. Like, because I thought like literally I was gonna die as well. And then I'm driving. I'm like, yeah. Whatever, going to get Macca's. Look down. I'm going 40 k's in 110 zone. I was like, what the hell? So I get what you mean, bro. I get what you mean.
Crazy stuff, man.
Yeah,
it is crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm still laughing at that story, bro. That's just, no, I'm laughing at you telling me that. I wasn't there.
Were you there? I don't remember. I was too high.
He just remember anyone that was there. But I remember that day. That was very funny. The amount of people that called me just laughing. But like, I want to ask you a question, but not to get back on you. A real just like last quick question was, I think so. Was that night the lowest point, or did you have another time where you were really kind of like, you know, you were down, you had a really bad point in your mental health or whatever it was? Like, was there anything else that was kind of like really huge, like a massive milestone that you remember?
There was the crash that was pretty big. But apart from that, like it was mainly like that night was just, that was honestly the worst night. Like I said, I had the same thing with you with the weed, but this just fucking topped it. Like this was not good at all. It was like, it was weird. It was like I was having a panic attack mixed with like other things. It was just like a combination of like 6 things. Like, oh shit. Like the way I explained it was, it's hard to explain, but actually my mum explained it to me. She's like, was it kind of like this? And I was like, yes. So you know how like comedians or whatever, like they go out on stage and then at the end of the stage the curtain closes? Yeah. It felt like there was there was a curtain getting closed across my heart. Like felt like if it got to the end, like that was it. I felt like it was getting like close, like so fucking close. And then my mum said something like, and then, like as soon as she said that, I was like, what did you say? And she said something. She's like, you're smarter than this. Like, it was simple as that. She just said, you're smarter than this. And I was like, what? She's like, you're smarter than this. And as soon as she said that, I was like, what the fuck I am? And then, like, it felt like I just started, like, kind of, like, opening the curtain back up. Like, literally, it felt like my heart wasn't, like, racing or nothing like that. It felt like it turned black.
Fuck.
Like, it's hard to explain. It just felt like I turned black. And, like, I'd just been, like, fucking stabbed in the chest or shot in the chest. And, like, my whole, like, everything just sunk. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, this is actually it. And, like, the doctor was even saying, she's like, if you're actually thinking that, like, that if it gets there, you can actually bring yourself to, like fuck up. Like, you can, like, make yourself have heart attacks and shit like that from, like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, she's, like, even saying, she's like, you're lucky. And, like, oh, we went there to the hospital to get, like, dude, like, because they were like, fuck, now we got to do checks in your head. Because, like, we don't know, like, what fucking damage that's done to your brain.
Wow.
And then I was there, probably shouldn't have done this. My dad came down and he was like, he's a nurse or whatever. And his missus as well is a nurse. And then they were like, listen, they're like, if you stay here, they're going to keep you for a couple of days. They're like, do you think you're good enough to come back? We'll look after you. If anything happens, we'll bring you straight back. And I was like, oh, yeah, all right. Because I fucking heard it go. I had to stay there for a couple of days. I had hospital. I was like, nah, fuck this, sack it.
Yeah.
And then that night, like, I was afraid to fall asleep. I thought I was going to die in my sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like fighting like to go to sleep. Like, it was, that was the worst experience. That's it. Like, it wasn't just that one thing. Like, the whole, and then, like, a couple of nights after that, I was scared, like, still to go to sleep because I thought I was gonna die in my sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Yeah. It's really interesting though. I like the analogy that you just said. It's like the curtain was closing on your heart and then you had to pull it back.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what you massively did. I think you felt like it was going that. And when you had that change in heart and that 12 months and that period of like applying yourself into different things, you were opening that curtain on your heart. Maybe it wasn't on actual physical death, but it might have been on your potential and all those type of things that you could have achieved. So huge, man. That's sick.
100%.
Sweet.
Sweet.
You have anything else you want to say, Nick?
I got one thing I want to ask. At one point during that transitional phase, was there a moment when you were like, I've actually officially broken through this? Like, was there a sudden moment you're like, fuck, like I've done it. Like, I'm no longer have this addiction to ice. I feel like I'm actually myself now.
Yeah, like, it was definitely like after the year, that whole year was just pure hell.
Yeah.
But after that year, like, there was times like throughout the year, obviously, like, you're like, fuck, you want it, whatever, you know what I mean? But you just, like, that time, and I was just like, nah, not worth it. Like, it wigged me out. But like about a year after, maybe even a little bit longer, like, I actually went and hung out with a friend. And then when I was with that friend, I walked into this room and, like, there's a whole circle of people sitting there smoking. I was like, fuck this, just walk straight out. Wow. And, like, I was like, nah, like, straight out. And then, like, a couple of times after that, like, I went and picked up one of my mates and he had it in the car and he was doing it. And I was like, nah, fuck this. I got out of the car while they did it, whatever. And I was like, I don't care, whatever he's doing. I was like, I'm dropping you off after this. They did it in the car. I ended up getting back in the car where I was like, make sure everything's fucking put away. I don't want to see it, nothing. They put it away, whatever. I went and dropped them off. And then, yeah, like, I've been around it since, like, well, not lately, obviously, but like when I was getting out of it, like, I've been around it. But, like, yeah, I just knew that, like, that's not what I want to do anymore. Like I could see that everything was starting to get a bit better. And I was like, if I stuff up now again, like, it's just fucking just going to send me back to square one. And, like, no one wants to do that. So,
yeah, you worked way too hard.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, bro. It was not a good time at all.
40 kilos on your back and that, like,
that was the worst thing. That was just
massive inspiration, bro. Like, honestly, bro, like, you've gone from what was the lightest that you were when you were smoking ice?
Fuck, like 60 kilos, something like that.
60 kilos, and what are you, like 6'2"?
Yeah, something like that.
Fuck, that's
fucking, bro. I got a photo. My arm was like that skinny.
Yeah.
Like, it was not good. My legs, like, they're a bit fat now, but, like, they were, like, literally, like, that skinny, bro. Like, I was, like, not healthy at all. I had a mullet back then, too.
Yeah. That's the worst part of it all.
Dead set.
Nah, man, you've come a huge way and you're an inspiration. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going through a lot of tough times with drugs, or, you know what I mean? Like, they might be trying to quit or in whatever facet. Yeah. And to hear your story of that, it is possible, and you can do so much in such a short period of time. It's going to be massively impactful.
For sure, I reckon, man. It's just a very clean example of what consistent resilience and just great social support networks can do for you, man. And like, nah, man, I think that's honestly sick, and I think a lot of people are going to be inspired by that.
No
Yeah,
cap,
no
No
man.
cap, bro.
No way.
100%.
For love, man.
Wow, that's sick, bro. Awesome. I mean, we always end up with like a couple of rapid fire questions. You know what I mean? Some really, really easy ones.
Yep.
No long answers.
Yep.
1 or 2 sentence max.
Yeah.
Shoot it out.
Easy, done.
Max, man.
And Nick, hit him with it.
Boom.
Do you want a beat?
Yeah, hit me one. Favorite movie?
Oh fuck. At the moment, probably Gotti.
Gotti.
Yeah, John Gotti. It's about John Gotti.
Oh yeah.
Mafia guy, yeah.
Gang shit.
Alright, sweet. Favorite travel destination?
Fuck, I haven't left Australia, but I don't know, probably home for Macquarie at the moment lately.
No, fair enough. What's the most important thing in your life, item-wise? So no phones, no wallet. Like, what's one item?
My dog.
Yeah. Banging. A cute dog.
You don't like it, Femi.
I actually like it.
We had to put the dog inside because of Femi.
Because of the cameras, bro. Actually, you've never even met the dog.
What are you talking about, bro?
What's his name, yeah?
Anyways, next question. Most attractive quality in someone.
Smile.
Quality.
Quality.
Smile.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. Just be like genuine, really.
Yeah.
Sick of other fucking people that are.
We know about your stories, but we know.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, follow this guy on Instagram. It's funny.
And last one, what's your number one tip / advice for life?
Don't do ice.
Facts.
You know what? Facts.
No, really, all like just be yourself. Like too many people are copying each other, and just like be yourself, work hard. Yeah, just believe in yourself, really, too. Like
Yeah.
It's dope, man.
Hectic, man. Well, boom.
That's awesome, bro. Look, man, that's been another amazing episode of Uncovered with Nick and Femi.
Yeah.
Zakh, tell them what is this infamous handle? Tell them and make them so they can actually
Infamous
understand.
what?
Your Instagram handle. Infamous Instagram.
Infamous handle.
I said infamous handle, like infamous Instagram handle.
That's all right, bro. It's all good.
Just learn how to speak
all right,
English. Move.
No one understood it, bro. Except for you. It's all good.
Don't fucking worry. DNTFKNWRRY. Let's go.
Let's go. And you know what it is. It's been me at Who's Femi and at Nick and Femi on Instagram.
For sure. And if you guys really got inspired by this or you learned something from this, man, again, like I'd really appreciate if you guys could leave a review, man. I'd love to hear it. Or if you need any support or anything like that, just don't hesitate to message me. And I'm sure you can message Zakh as well, man. We're more than happy to support you through this.
100%. And what's your handle, Nick?
I haven't changed it yet, bro, but it's at Neezy with 4 E's.
I would love so hard.
That's dead.
So dead. Alright, and the thing is, when this comes out, I bet she's gonna change this. And you're getting no followers.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it. I stay true to what I like, Neezy.
And you didn't even put the underscore.
They'll find
They're
it.
not gonna find it.
It's all a bit mad, but it's all right.
Nah, man, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate
You're in my house.
Chill, bro. Chill. That's it. This is my house.
What a loser. What a loser. Homeless boy.
Nah, but thanks for jumping on the podcast for real, man. It's been absolutely sick. Make sure you guys tune in next week when we're gonna have another awesome guest and we'll continue on the laughs and the serious convos.
Boom.